told you. It's not going to like you. Shit,
And if it doesn't, I'll close it.
It's going to take forever.
All right, well, I'll kill the game. It's not that big a deal. Hi, guys. Give me 1 sec. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, remember those technical difficulties we had yesterday? It's because somebody was running a Raid Shadow Legends in the background.
I got to finish up this.
Now.
I'm finishing this match, and then I'll turn it off. It's 2/3 of the way through. I'm making my money.
Feel it? Hurts. It's at work today. It was a very long day at work. It's a good day at work, but it was still a long day at work. Kill him.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Turn off multi-band.
Cool. I got 2 shards.
Ooh, fuck you.
You know what? You don't have to be so mean to me all the time.
Not likely.
Yeah, she's going to be on her phone and playing.
Yeah, because mine doesn't interrupt the stream.
This is the mean girl.
How's it happen?
How is D&D? D&D was awesome.
Yeah, people were very upset because you weren't here.
It's D&D weekend. I get it once a month. We've been off for a few months. We're playing again next month.
Oh, no.
No, I'm letting you know.
Okay, like I didn't know that.
It's the weekend after. Not the weekend of you, Callie. The weekend after Callie.
You know, the weekend of me, Callie, will probably be the last weekend of the month.
Oh, well, then it'll be the weekend before you go to Callie. Because it's the 3rd weekend I'm doing. I tried to keep the weekend of your, Anyhow, hi, here we are. We are champions.
I don't know, with the way that you were playing.
D&D was awesome. Oh, are you saying I suck at this game now? You're going to be a jerk? Go put this away, child. Oh, no. Rinse it out, fill it with ice, and bring me the happy juice.
Do not
okay,
rinse it out.
Fine. Bring me a different cup and fill it with ice and bring me the happy juice. I have milk.
Should I bring him the happy juice?
Yes, bring him the damn happy juice.
Happy juice! It's in the fridge. It's in the fridge.
Really? And what cups are you using?
A glass like that. We've got 3 other ones in the cabinet. Hi! All right. What are we doing tonight? Well, here's the thing. I have because I have a half dozen projects that are all about 90% done, and I just haven't been able to finish any of them. So instead of doing a tutorial tonight, we're going to be doing some stuff right here on the table, just like the lady did yesterday with her painting the armor, and people wanted to see how she finished the armor. Is that Screaming Bell? That's Screaming Bell.
I used Screaming Bell to start. I promised that I wouldn't finish it off, and yet. So
happy juice.
Happy juice. Fill with ice.
Oh,
yeah.
Happy juice. What are you doing to my happy juice? Happy juice. Wow. So what are we doing? We are youth of the nation. We are painting Thunderwolf Cavalry this evening.
I kind of want some of my happy juice now.
You're gonna have some happy juice.
No, I said I want my happy juice. A little bit of rum and a little bit of strawberries.
You can have some happy juice.
Do we have any?
I bought a bottle of daiquiri mix.
There's daiquiri.
Yeah, it doesn't mean there's still some left.
There's a bottle of daiquiri mix in the fridge when I saw it when I was making dinner. Skål, my friends.
Maybe I should stick with water.
Yeah, it's up to you.
These poor bastards had to deal with me. Wow, my mouth already today.
I found out that F-bombs do not demonetize, so fuck it, I don't care.
Ooh, that'll be fun, Dave.
Color shifting red paint. she hasn't had a chance to get to the mail the post office. Thank you. So
Heck if I know, darling.
what are you looking for?
She wants her.
Can you hand me my blue pellet? That's blue one. Yes.
So we still have a couple things coming to you. We just haven't been able to get to the freaking post office. So
Hellworks is going, yay!
working on your dragon, huh?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, I promised unless I was doing a tutorial, I wasn't going to finish this
All right.
guy off.
I'm going to tilt the camera so it's a little further facing down
Yeah, because totally everybody wants to see my boobs again.
so they can see what we're working on.
Not a fork.
Not a fork. Well, fork you then.
So, my child wants to show off real quick their nifty.
Necron Immortal.
Yeah, because I have no idea how it is.
That's why I just said what it was. It's a Necron Immortal.
They did the blue, did a little bit of a wet blending on the blue to give it some nifty colors. So that's what they're working on over here.
So we're going to start off with some contrast.
Are you seriously doing a paint tutorial right now?
Yep. Do you have something you want to talk about?
I guess not.
I mean, we can talk about stuff while we're doing this.
Maybe I should draw instead of
Why?
work on the dragon.
You can do what you want. You're a lovely woman. You can do whatever you want. You're a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. I got one. And you love him.
Behind you.
Yeah, I know my Mythos drawing is right behind me, and I should probably work on that.
You do what you want. Well, aim the camera up so you can see what you see. I'm all about it.
Yeah, because
What do you
see my fat belly?
Oh, would you stop? What do you guys want her to do? Do you want her to work on her drawing? Do you want her to work on her cornate? Or do you want her to work on her dragon?
I have 40. You know what? Shut it! Damn it! He's been torturing me about this Furion thing for like 3 days now, and either to shut up and do it or just shut up about it.
What?
Remember those beautiful Furion Raging Hero lady figures that we saw that I was
Sweet.
just...
Sweet.
He bought a command box of it.
Ah. Nice.
I'll want.
Hello, my lovely Phoenix.
You know, she was asking you what your happy juice was also.
Oh, my happy juice. It is knockoff generic brand Bailey's.
It's not a knockoff. It's a different brand that's imported from Ireland.
It's a knockoff because it's a third of the price.
Maybe it's just a better brand.
Which is a cheap brand.
Like my Amaretto. There's like 3 different brands you can get for it.
We're in the crap.
Yeah, I still cannot wait to see those, Hellchild. I really can't. Even if I really want some. And I feel like I am in the middle of stuff because I've got somebody over here going, where are my brushes? And I've got this person over here going, give me my happy juice. And now we're going to paint. And I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Let me move it up a little bit better. If you,
I have my kids say happy juice.
whatever.
Soda.
Yeah.
Pink cup
Makes me
needs
happy.
water. Child.
And water. Refill. Fresh water, please.
Thank you. All right. So for the first thing we're going to do, we got a palette.
It's middle child syndrome. Hellchild.
We're going to mix some Agaros Dunes.
Always ever want.
We're going to mix some Agaros Dunes with an equal amount of contrast medium so that we can get the Agaros Dunes but
Yeah, the other thing
we don't want it at full strength.
The other thing I promised I wouldn't paint is this guy yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I am the middle child, so I am forever overlooked.
I used to be the youngest. Now I'm the middle child.
In the house. Oh, hey. No, wait.
Well,
that's
I'm the
not
youngest in this house currently.
Has
Technically
anybody
the family.
seen what happened to my Lutheran Gray?
See, and brings it in.
There it is.
I was gonna say it's.
I caused the rules to be made. That sounds like my elder sister. I was the one who was upheld by those rules, no matter how unfair they were. And my baby brother was the one that the rules didn't apply to. Because, yeah. Now I'm starting to think I should have. Yeah, in my household, yeah, I was.
I'm saying this house.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe I should be drawing because it's kind of hard for me to get to the paints over there.
Why do you have paints over here? You just say, "Hey, honey, hand me some paints."
Those are your paints.
And what paint you looking for? There are no paints.
Brushes and
Okay, so paints are not brushes because they're not the same thing.
Let's do some say paint brushes.
Put them right there so they're easily accessible for everybody. Normally, when we're painting, I sit in my spot. We have a space between us, and she sits in her spot. But because we have Plague Child with us at the desk, and we have a camera running, because we want to show off this beautiful face.
I'm going to stab him.
And you have sharp object right in front of you.
I'm going to make this brush disappear. You know, we should probably say something to Zane, otherwise he's probably going to get all butthurt.
I said something in there.
No, you just said howdy. You didn't say nothing about us. Oh, by the way, we're doing a live stream. Because that's what he did yesterday. He totally missed it. He was very upset. It was very funny.
He probably would have been really happy to see.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, he would have been totally.
All right. Will, I need you to hand me 3 washers and 3 pieces of 2-sided tape.
3 pieces of 2-sided tape.
Just hand him the mounting tape, and then hand him 3 washers.
Washers.
Bottom right corner.
Oh.
Where it says washers.
Thank you.
He didn't give me my painting rag.
What?
My rag. I need my rag, please. Thank you. There was a huge conversation about this yesterday too. About why I prefer using
Rags.
over.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about like paper towels or that.
Yeah, some people like paper towels. I just don't. All right, let's have some fun.
Paper towels you throw away, so you're just wasting stuff with bags. If you need to, you can wash them.
So the first step, the reason I'm putting this double-sided tape on here, because you guys have really never seen my full mini process.
Exactly. That's the other problem I don't like, is I don't like the paper fibers getting into my brushes.
I take my primed figure and I put him on the washer, and the washer goes on a magnet bottle. So it's easy enough for me to paint with him.
Is this a cartridge or is it just
No clue what you got going on over there.
just
So you and your red painting handle desires. You make me worry, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Red painting handle. Why? Anyway, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make some of my painting handles, and I'm going to get some red spray paint, and I'm going to make them red.
Did I or did I not mention this yesterday?
You know, I got the figures, and I could take them off when I'm not working on them, and I only have to have a couple of handles nearby, but the washer's heavy enough to keep the figure nice and even. So now I've got a watered down, or I should say a contrast medium down Agarose Dunes. It's about thin, that's the word, about 50-50. And we're going to give the entire model a coat of this.
Hi, Joe. Welcome back. The other problem with using the hot glue, Phoenix, is that trying to detach them off of the top.
That's why I go to Dollar Tree and I get a roll of this really nice double-sided mounting tape for $1, and it's $1. Some people use some people tend use what do you call it, poster tack. I have problems with poster tack. I've had it react to paints before. I've had it react to lacquers. I'm not a fan. I've tried using it, and I just like the ease of the two-sided. I like the ease of use of the two-sided tape. Now, the Agarose Dunes, with it being thinned by the contrast medium, you'll still get the color covering everything. But the nice thing about it is that it's not so saturated. So on the plain fur or on the bare skin, like the legs and parts of the face and the head, you just get a light brown. Now keep in mind, this is the first coat of paint. We're going to be covering this whole thing with a bunch of different layers of paint. This is just a starting point. If you don't have contrast paints, I have also seen people do this using a watered down Agrax Earthshade. But since contrast has come out, I've become a believer in the versatility of contrast paints. The more I mess with them, the more I use them in various ways. You know, my wife was very quick to point out that they're like a really super thick wash, and they are. The nice thing about it is that they layer with themselves very well. Sometimes washes will wash each other out, for a lack of a better term. The nice thing about contrasts is that they tend to blend with each other pretty well.
They didn't have the 40K chibis? What kind of bullshit is that?
I have a 40K TV.
Technically, he's a commissar, but he has a fleet of ships, so we call him the Commodore.
So technically, he's a rogue trader.
I guess that would make him, yeah.
Thanks to Tina Raven, friend of the show, I actually did not get an Ultramarine when I bought my chibi. I got an Eversor Assassin, which is icky. I didn't want one, but she needed one, or apparently wanted one, and had a bunch of extra these guys. So I traded her my Eversor for my soon-to-be painted like a Space Wolf Space Marine.
I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing.
That's a good idea.
Cool sense. It comes like the rest
Why
of
is there a dog whining?
Because he's a dog.
He's not outside, is
No.
he again?
survive inside.
Our pit bull. I want to go outside. I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Oh my God, it's cold! Let me in, let me in, let me in!
Sounds like he just got stuck downstairs.
All right. So there's wolf number 1. Why are you growling?
I'm not growling, I'm just looking at
When
his
is she not
hair. I'm not happy with how flat the top of his head looks.
Have you seen Mythos?
What do you think this is based on?
Like I said, have you seen Mythos? Got a flat head.
I don't.
All right. So while I am painting these things out, what y'all want to talk about? What's going on with y'all?
Don't mind me, someone very important. Very, very important. Even more important than this guy here, to me, is texting me.
Little sister?
Yes. Mangle Wolf, are you watching this?
Oh, terrain challenge. Yeah, that's the other video I was trying to get out this week. This has just been a bad week. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I know some of you do because we've been talking about it. In the last 9 days, we have had our furnace breakdown. Our family car get stuck in the middle of the freeway and die.
Oh, that's what happened?
We have thrown on our back trying to push said car.
Wait, I just realized if Mangle Wolf is watching, I probably shouldn't have held this up.
Well, too late now.
Yeah.
Look what you did.
So Mangle Wolf gives us an adorable blonde thumbs up. I'm enjoying it. She just apparently can't talk. For some reason she can't.
You can't type in chat.
Cool. Yeah, that's what she was saying. Though what I'm trying to figure out is why would she text me and go, "How come? Are you live streaming, Mom?"
So she may have just seen the notification.
My back is still hurting pretty bad, Joe, actually. It's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here, trying not to move. Even though this was my idea, and I love you also very much.
Are you going to bail on me?
Possibly. Mangle Wolf is far more important.
Oh, you want to talk to Mangle Wolf? Yeah, I'll give you that.
Mangle, for those of you who don't know, Mangle Wolf, who is currently watching the chat, is actually my youngest. Sweet, sweet demonic child. My spawn daughter, as I call her, and I'm like looking because I've got her texting me, so she's commenting. But she's unfortunately unable to comment. It's probably something to do with, I don't know, with her computer. But she is watching us right now. So everybody say hi. Hi, Mango Wolf. My baby girl.
My dear little sister.
So yeah, we've had kind of a
Oh my gosh.
nutso week.
And the worst part is that some of the money that we had to spend on repairing. Yes, she is a chip off the temple. Hopefully, those of you who live here in Milwaukee, Tina and Ben and the Commodore and Phoenix, will get to meet her
Excellent.
soon-ish. I'm not going to really say anything because I don't really know.
Ooh, actually, really
But yes, Mango Wolf is my sweet, sweet, sweet little one. Ooh, that's cool.
the orb I tried to make it look almost like there's been swirling in it.
Mhm.
And I think I did that okay.
She is currently watching via her PlayStation 4, so that's why she can't comment. But no, she's to explain this darling child. Imagine me, younger,
Wow.
about a third of my size horizontally.
Tall.
She's blonde. She's about 2 inches taller than me, and doesn't wear glasses, and has braces. And hell, child, she got a PlayStation because she uses it for games, not for multimedia or watching TV. She's got a Wii for that. So no, she got the PlayStation simply for the games because she's a huge fan of a game called Becoming Human. Loves the game so much. So yeah. And then I recently bought her Kingdom Hearts. So yes.
This person's emerging. It's like
I don't know if she'll play Tau, knowing my luck with my sweet little girl. She's probably going to pick the most violent thing she can find. So she might end up playing Corn. Or not, because she still is trying to wrap her brain around the fact that there's a demon called Corn.
oh, they can remind me of a skip beat.
Of course, then again, she's also still giggling about Nurgle. No, yeah, it's actually possible. She loves the name Slanesh. There's just something she goes, that's such a cool name.
And they're really cool figures
But
too.
Nurgle. She's just like, there's a chaos god demon thing called Nurgle.
And he's the best. Grandpa Nurgle is the best.
Needless to say, I had this conversation multiple times. And I just watched an Artemis go run by.
All right. So we've got our watered down Agaros Dunes on all three of our wolves for our base coat.
You know, I would love to say, no, she's not. A child of Slanesh. I really want to say, no, she's not, but
I wouldn't doubt it.
she is my kid.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't for the fact
Hey,
that
Al.
he wants to play Slanesh, I probably would have played, Slanesh. We try not to overlap armies in this family. We have this, belief that, you know, if I want to play, like, if I were to ever want to actually sit down and play a game of the wolves, I would just borrow his figures. Likewise, if he ever felt, hey, I want to play, you know, Drukari, he would just borrow my figures. So, but that's just the way we are.
You want Malal?
And Malal has come to join me down here.
I tickle.
All right. So now we're going to take a pot of nearly empty pot of snake bite leather.
For those of you who watched yesterday, you do remember my little bit of a spiel about snakebite leather and the absolute versatility of it. And it's absolutely gorgeous, especially with these, especially when dealing with wolves, because of the variety of colors in their pelts.
And basically, we're going to take the snake bite leather
A little eye.
and we're going to run it
Without messing up.
and we're going to run it over where the fur is the furriest.
While he's doing that, actually, Hellchild, that was the reason why I wanted a set of those, because I was like, oh my god, female cornates for AOS. Gimme. I just, unfortunately, because of the amount of money that we had to put out recently, I could have probably gotten myself a box with my last check.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. The
Mangleworth Wolf has spoken. You are to be abandoned, husband.
child,
Tell your stepdaughter you love
take
her.
your mother and go away. I adore you.
Yes, adulting does suck. All right, folks.
No, it
so,
doesn't suck.
no, adulting freaking sucks.
Adulting does not suck.
I wouldn't even
Says
know
the man
yet.
who hasn't adulted all day. He was playing Raid Shadow Legends all day. I got another one in. All right, so I'm going to be moving, and you will probably all get to see your absolute favorite, the most adorable plague child that has ever walked the face of the earth. Will be here. Probably she'll don't expect much. She's just going to be over here painting her
Immortals.
Just say necrons, because right now I'm painting my death marks.
machines. Okay, well, I'm out. I've got a wolf. Got a baby wolf to call.
Do, 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 do. Yeah, it looks great.
And then they trade with the low orbs, having them like swirling energy.
Yeah, that's great. So again, I'm putting the snakebite leather only on the furriest of the fur.
I'm painting the base of them is a darker silver, and then the rest of them is dark blue, light blue, and a little bit of purple.
So she started off with lead belcher. Yeah, your base silver was lead belcher.
Oh, okay.
And then she went up from lead belcher using oily.
I'm using flat blue
What were the other two blues you used?
and
Baharoth blue.
and I'm just mixing Baharaf blue with white to make
Okay.
a lighter effect.
So she started off using Vallejo's flat blue into Citadel Baharoth blue, and then working that into a white. It's important as a painter to either keep a paint journal when you're doing armies, or have some way to remember or record what colors you use, because it'll come up later. And if you do more of the same unit, sometimes if you don't match the colors, it won't look right.
Yeah.
So there's your Next tip from Big D, since you're creating your own color palettes, remember what she used. Write it down, mark it down. Do some way to remember what she did.
Just keep it in memory.
Yeah, but and the nice thing about the contrast, the thing you want to remember when you're painting this on, is you don't want to let any place be too heavy, but at the same time, you don't, when you're doing fur, have to be completely even coated, because that way you can make it look like it's splotchy fur.
Okay.
But do not forget to look at the figure from upside down. Remember that the fur goes both directions. There are times you will miss when you're painting in one direction, you'll miss getting under a leg or miss getting by a leg. And you don't want to be really heavy handed with the paint. You want to be light with it and just kind of move it around until you're moving around the paint on the figure and it kind of runs out and starts to dry. And that way you'll get some nice weathered looking layers on that fur. So, my friends, looking at what they're talking about with the orcs and the wolves, are you as excited as I am? Probably not, unless you play wolves or orcs. And I play both, so I'm super stoked. I'm excited. I can't wait for the next Psychic Awakening book to come out. It's like they made that book for me specifically. They went, that guy, the Gamecraft Dragon, he's a pretty cool guy. We're going to write a book for him. Just for him. What do I hope is in it? Oh my goodness. Well, what do I hope is in it? Well, let's start with the big thing, I hope, starting with the orcs. I'm hoping we're going to see custom clan cultures. They've given it to the Tau, they've given it to the Imperial Guard, they've given it to the Marines. How about we give exactly, Ben. They've given it to everybody else so far. How about letting me design a clan culture so that I can play the orcs I want to play them, the manner and the method that I want to play them. The idea of being able to build my own custom clan of orcs just really super appeals to me. What else do I hope is in that book? A Primaris Ragnar Blackman. I don't want them to give me a new Primaris hero. I want them to take one of the 40,000 already extant heroes of the Wolves and make him a freaking Primaris. But if I can't get that, I will take a new Primaris hero. I hope some of the new I'm hoping the orcs get a reduction in cost for a bunch of their extant what do you call it, tactics cards, just because I mean there are some problems with some of the orcs that I don't think they generate enough CP, and they really need the CP. I think that's a problem a lot of the Horde's armies suffer from. And I know the Tyrannid didn't really, from what I understand, I don't play Tyrannid. I've wanted to for years, but they're way on a back burner for me. You've never seen Ragnar's model? His model that is currently sold in resin is the same model they designed in 1997 and used to be sold in metal. He has never gotten a refresh in 20 plus years. It's it looks kind of flat. It looks kind of weird. I'm not a fan of the model. I mean, when it came out, everybody loved it, and I did too. But now is the tech. It's funny. As the technology and the sculpts and all that get better, the old models stick out like sore thumbs. Yeah, just picture the '90s. You're pretty much there. That is the truth. It is not the most attractive model. And the problem is over the years, they've done a couple refreshes for the Wolves here and there. Bjorn got a new model, I want to say like 15 years ago. So he's not this sized little box made of metal anymore and resin. I know it was even earlier than that, because when they introduced the Wolfen and the Wolfen Dreadnought, they redid him so that he and the Wolfen Dreadnought and the Relic Dreadnought for the Wolves, I forget what it's called, they're all the same kit. It's just which pieces you use to make them. So, I mean, Bjorn's a good looking model. like I said, I'd like to see them do one of our classic heroes in a Primaris, but again, I look at what they did with the Dark Angels, who are the other guys our age, and they gave them a new hero, which I'm not going to complain about. If they just decide that we're not going to change the old guys, we're just going to give you a new model for a guy, I guess that's fine. I'm not going to complain too much just because I want the love. I love the fact that Gazkul's getting a new model. His original model was ridiculous looking, and then he got a redo at the same time that Ragnar did, and they made it out of metal. And then when they turned everything to fine cast, same model, they just turned it into fine cast. Unfortunately, his model is actually pretty good looking. I gotta say, his original model is pretty good looking, but I like his refresh. His refresh model, from what we've been able to piece together, using some stabilization shots and some multi pictures, his is looking pretty good. That brush. Bring this back a bit. There we go.
Wet blend of this was much messier. I need to fix that.
There we go. Now we got some wolves coming in. These guys are looking really good. All right, and now we're going to use the final contrast that we're doing on these. And then let me quick catch up with chat here for a minute. I'm going to quick roll up. Yeah, actually, the new Gazkul figure is monstrous. He's people saying hi. Some hello.
Okay, I just need to do cleanup, and then I just need to do highlights and stuff like that, details.
No new sisters until March. No, the sisters got a lot of good stuff though right now, so that's pretty good. Let's see. That St. Catherine thing is amazing. Great, beautiful figure. I don't even play sisters and I want one, so I just wanted to paint the thing. What is there? Oh, you're there. Metallics are all going to be right there. What you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm looking for my base color.
Use that stuff.
Okay, I just need to clean up on the edges. And then,
looking for it here. Here we go. So, you know what? Cinedave, if you're going to get rid of all the cherubs, I'm going to have you put them in a box and send them to me. I want to make a bunch of nurglings, but I want to make nurglings by kit bashing them out of the cherubs and make cyber nurglings. They're the best. I'm tempted to go to a bit site and just see how many of those cherubs I can get. They're so gross and so creepy. I love them. All right. So the last contrast we're going to use is Gore Grunta Fur. And this is a darker brown, but with a reddish tint to it. And so all we're going to hit with this is we're just going to go along those peaks and around the edge of the top edge of the tail. And we're just creating a dark blend here. And you can be messy with this so that you get a nice blend into the other fur.
You've been told to leave the cherubs alone.
Cherubs are awesome. Everybody hates on the creepy babies. I love them. I wants to have them.
Clean it.
Yeah.
I decided I didn't like how it was going onto the back of the head, so I stopped it where it was like raised.
Yeah, that's one.
I definitely like that better.
All right, and now you can see we put that darker edge on the whole thing. Now at this point, we're going to need to let this dry because the next part is going to be doing a wash on this to tie all three of them together. Da-da-da-da. So as long as we're sitting here talking in chat here, Commodore, we need to set up a time, young man, so you can get that rematch in. Maybe set up a Saturday. You come on over. Lizzie says hi to Will. Loves your hair.
Thank
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Commodore. So we need to set up a day. Maybe bring you and your lady friend over. Play maybe some kill team for our next battle report. See if we can arrange something. Yes, the battle report on my channel, that was me and Commodore playing a game. Those are his nights. And I'm going to say it again, as I said there, his beautifully painted nights. I love his paint job. I'm biased. Purple is the best color. But that's me and the Commodore playing. All right, so we got our three walls. We're gonna let these guys dry. Probably take a couple of minutes here. Put down the paint, let them dry, because I'm not gonna use a hairdryer on them, and interact with you guys. All right, let's see here. The mod is just a man. The mod is more than just a man. He's a large man with a large beard with its own personality. One of us. So yeah, we got to get together, Commodore. Maybe even those really nice. For those of you that are in the chat, or they're in my page. Oh God, why can I not think of the word Discord? Excellent job there, Joe. Well done. They look all amazing. It's wonderful. Those came out this weekend. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, got me off track here for a second. The ghost brushes, yeah, those are great. Commodore, if you've been in my Discord, Commodore's shown off some of his Imperial Fists he's painted. He's doing I guess a successor chapter where they're half yellow and half steel. Really good looking paint job there. Really well done. Maybe we can get a kill team game going with your Imperial Fists and my Stinky Boys, or something else. I mean, we can get something going. I want to get another game going that we can get recording. I would do it at the shop, but the shop won't let me, or else the next game I'm trying to set up with Ben would be recorded. I'm also setting up, as people know, I'll only be able to give an after action report. I will only be able to give an after action report, but my wolves, 2,000 points of wolves, are going to be taking on 2,000 points of Thousand Suns. We are going to have a little bit of a throwdown for the classic ages. Saint Celestine charged a Baneblade yesterday. How did that go for Saint Celestine? That it's not a bad idea, Cinedave. I know a lot of people kind of don't like the creepy baby aesthetic. I just happen to love them, but that's me. I like the weird and gross. Oh, then I got to go back. I haven't checked Instagram in a couple of days. Phoenix is one hell of a photographer. Just an amazing photographer. So worth looking at him just for that purpose, if nothing else. Oh, you're taking on Jack. How many points are you running, Tina? I mean, if you're running a Baneblade and you're running Celestine, I'm guessing you were doing a 2,000 point game. Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Very nice.
Hoping for the purple grind, I'm going to start on wash. I just did the details.
Yeah. So you're going to wash the metal parts too, right? Yeah, 2,000. 2,000's the way to go.
I was using a blue wash to make it almost have a blue.
I would water it down. I would water it down because the blue wash will be a little too much. Or happy juice.
Heavy juice.
Fan of the happy juice. Let's see here. Yeah. I can't wait to get my Imperial Guard army up to snuff. I unfortunately am not going to have a Baneblade. My list doesn't allow for it. It's a lot of smaller tanks, and a lot of indirect fire.
What would you recommend?
Okay, I'll tell you right there. If Alex is talking about them Marines up here, and these are impressive. That right there, that's a speaking from the eye of a artist. Those are beautiful. So I got to ask you, Al, how much have you worked on those Imperial Guard guys, those Cadian shock troopers I sent you? You're going to use Drakenhof Nightwing, but you're going to do it 50-50 with water.
How would I go about that? Like,
You put a couple drops in there and put a couple drops of water in there. Oh, give me that back up. I'm going to need it now. All right. So we are pretty dry now. And so I'm going to bring this whole thing together. Now, I want my guys to have a little bit more of a reddish tone to them. So instead of using Agrax Earthshade, I'm actually going to tie them all together with, since I want these to have a little bit more of a reddish tone to them, instead of using Agrax Earthshade, we're going to use a little bit of Seraphon Sepia. And this is just to tie the whole piece together. Because what this will do is it'll fill in gaps and blend the pieces together without darkening it too much, but it will put a nice reddish brown tint to everything that it does. A sepia, if you would. And after a coat of Seraphon Sepia, I've now got this wolf's body really nicely tied together. So the fur is basically done. 2 more of these guys to hit up.
First was the face and the spine, and then using non-oil on the face.
You could do that. Would definitely work.
Yeah, I think that's what we would do.
Okay.
I discovered I really like the way that the nightshade thing really makes the blues look.
Yeah.
Really makes them sink in and deepen the richness of the color.
Yep.
Like the
Drakenhof Nightshades are beautiful. Yeah, and I was talking about when they're dipping into that the lettering there. That's what I was talking about.
It makes them pop forward so much.
That's what I was talking about when we were going this morning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you were saying. And that's why I wanted to use that. And then, but then I said, saw it gliding over the silver, I was like, no, that doesn't look good over the silver.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it over the blue, and it looked really really good.
So, Plague Child here is really getting into this blending and shading on these necrons. And going with a non-standard color scheme, which I kind of like. That they decided, I don't want to go with that green. I'd rather go with a blue. Now, I know one of the dynasties uses a lot of blues.
Yeah, Joe was talking about that yesterday.
But again, the main blue they're using is a non-Citadel blue, which I kind of like as well. And not that I have a problem with the Citadel colors, obviously. But because of the amount of just metallics on a regular Necron, if you really want your army to really stand out, you're either going for a box art and you want to look just dead on the box art, or you want to go with something to really, really make it your own. All right, and there we go. So now I let that shade dry, and then we'll get into the mouth and then the metallics. There you go. I gotta say, it is a joy coming from a family of hobbyists, but do different hobbies, and finding that overlap where we can talk about the same stuff and interact with each other on it. I dig it. Oh.
Okay, so this one, just the way everything is affecting it.
Yeah. So this is that Necron after a bit of blue shading. And have you done the no-no yet?
When that dries, I'm gonna do no-no.
There you go. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue.
I'm really proud of it.
I gotta give Vallejo credit. Vallejo's color palette, really beautiful palette.
Really bright, rich blue.
Yeah, they're very rich colors. Yeah, that's exactly it. Very
the
rich.
Flat blue is just a beautiful color.
Yeah. So just so it's said, on those three wolves are going to be these three guys doing a trio of cavalry with Thunderhammer and Shield. Thanks, you killed it. Doing a great job. One of the guys at the hobby store, we did a Secret Santa Christmas, and his gift to me was the box, the Star Collecting box of the classic Wolf Marines. And I got to tell you, I am so super thankful for that. It's one of those purchases I've been looking to get around to and wanting to get around to, and just have not had the time, the gumption to get around to. So I am super happy I'm finally getting these guys and getting them built and getting them going. Because the cavalry, the Thunderwolf cavalry is one of those real, very Space Wolfy unique figures. I mean, nobody else in 40K has a unit that's really like this until now. Now the Sicarians are getting Martian cyber horses. I don't even know what the heck to even think about them. But they're never gonna really outdo the wolves. So happy. So happy. All right. Well, we're gonna set this stuff aside. That shit's gonna dry for a bit.
Not all, it just does beautiful things for figures.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Talent in a box. I mean, talent in a pot.
Yeah. So this is the one that has the number on it.
And after a little bit of no-no, Necron is really looking like something else.
I never felt this proud of my Emperor's Children. I feel really proud of these ones.
No, well, good. Well, I mean, this is where you want to go. These are the guys to go with. I mean, they're a great army. Now, the best part is he's putting the shade on. After he's done putting the shade on, I'm going to make him go back with a brighter silver and highlight some of the areas again.
So we're going to do that.
make them Necrons really look good. I saw somebody did a combination of silver and bronze Necrons, and they used Nihilic oxide on them to make them look like they're rusting and whatnot.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool looking. So have you thought about your bases much?
Yes. I'm planning on doing like a tundra.
Tundra, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
so not icy wastes like mine, but like tundra. So it's going to be like dirt and then like some snow and then maybe some patches of grass and stuff there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's like, I know the original concept of Necrons is like Egyptian, which are in the desert and things like that, but almost kind of like transferring that to a snowy tundra like kind of desert place.
All right.
I've seen like things called like tundra deserts.
Well, it's called a high plains desert. Yeah, they're snowy deserts.
Which is what I'm thinking of.
Oh. It's been a very productive night. Hey, like I said, after a crappy week, let me show you guys, as long as I got them out. I picked up the worm spat for what do you call it? For Beastgrave. But I'm not going to be playing Beastgrave. So instead, I took the 3 guys and I'm converting them to 40K to make them into, it's hard to see them, they're only primed right now, but I'm basically converting them into 40K. The guy with the spear is going to be a standard bearer, and I've built a standard off the spear, so it looks more like a standard, like an icon. The giant fat guy got one arm replaced with a Terminator combi bolter arm. And I'm just going to take the witch and use her just like she is, and just use her as a plague caster. I love these figures. They're just so dynamic. I love how dynamic figures have gotten over the last few years. If I thought about playing Nurgle for Age of Sigmar, I would, but I'm really happy with my Stormcast army. I'm really pleased with how they work and how they're working out. So I think if I do Chaos for AOS at some point, I'm going to do a completely different faction. I'm not going to do Nurgle. I'm honestly thinking if I end up doing Chaos for Age of Sigmar. That'll be the last one I do. And I'll probably end up doing Tzeentch. And just go with a wild and wacky, crazy spell casting army. So, I got those base coats down. They're drying. It's going to be a bit, so I'm not going to be able to do much with them. Will's doing a great job on these necrons here. And I've lost the Lady Dragon. It is now 9:30, gentle beings. And I think it is time for Big D. The happy juice is kicking in, and my leg is finally starting to not hurt. I had surgery on my leg, and it hurts a lot when the weather kind of changed. Why Tzeentch? Because I want to do lots of sorcerers. I want to do lots and lots of sorcerers. So I think just having a crazy amount of sorcerers, since I believe Tzeentch even has troops that can be sorcerers, I just want to go crazy with magic for Age of Sigmar with an Age of Sigmar army. If I do a Codex compliant Chaos army for 40k, I'm going to do Slaanesh. I'm going to do Emperor's Children, actually. And then I'm going to throw in some demons with them. Hello, Zane. Finally, you're showing up just as I'm shutting it down. Oh my God, my friend. You have the best timing ever. So Will wants to show it off one last time, done a bit more of the work there. Did some more work with the null oil. Really got a nice shine out there. The funny thing is I have a lot of thoughts on armies. I mean, in a perfect world, if I were a man with unlimited income, I would have an army in every... Oh, sorry, buddy. I said something in channel as well. I'd have an army in every faction. I like Tzeentch for the sorcerers. I don't want to do Thousand Suns because Shanna eventually wants to do Thousand Suns. Yes, we need to get set up and get a date out there. I'm gonna get with my wife and get her schedule. We got to get this figured out because I got to get out there and see you, man. It's just life has been so damn crazy. It just every weekend seems to be something else going on. Let me get with her and we'll get that going. We got to get that done because I got to get out there. I got to see you. Kids got to see you. So final thoughts just on this quick. How do you do? Yes, sometime this year. Yeah, Plague Child's painting there. Yes, no, definitely. Al, I swear, man, I'm not trying to avoid you. It's just been that kind of a year so far. So, thoughts of wisdom. Spend more time with your family. Get to know people you love. Love the people you know. Find new ways to put love into your life.
I'm about to finish my last paper.
Nice. It'll get better. It always does. One of the nice things I have learned about my family on a whole. And this isn't just me. My family has had trials and tribulations in it for 125 years. We have lived through some of the craziest stuff in history and been smack dab in the middle of it. Whether it was my grandmother escaping the Russian Revolution, whether it was my mom and her siblings surviving and escaping the horrors of World War II in the middle of Europe. Whether it was this country and the things it has gone through over the last 70 years. We Drakes are survivors, and we always have been. So it gets better. When you let the world beat you down, you get what you expect. On the other hand, if you just kind of muscle through it, keep your chin up, and keep striving, you will eventually find the light. It's been a rough couple of months for the family, but we're getting better, and things are getting better. And this last week has just been murder on me. But it's getting better. Things will be resolved soon. Things will get better, and we will get there. And as it gets better, we'll make sure to keep you guys in loop so that you guys can share that same joy with us. So from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys, and I thank you so much. Again, if you're not subscribed, ring that bell. If you enjoyed this tonight, go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate it. It makes YouTube know that I'm producing content that people enjoy. And hopefully that means it'll eventually get me to the point where it'll direct people who need guidance from outside our community into this wonderful community that we build here. So thank you so much. Big love to my Patreons. Joe Bookish, Inquisitor Zane, Heinrich Botha, and the Commodore. You guys are more than just Patreons. You guys are friends. And that goes the same for all you guys in my channel. Your friends, your family, your people that I love to spend every day with. And if I could spend every day with you, I would. So, my brothers and sisters in the hobby life, I thank you. And just remember, never stop trying. And game. Have a wonderful night, everyone.